Welcome to another episode of Saving Face. We are out of the normal time stream tonight, recording a very special episode of Tooth or Truth Round 2. This is playtest material. We are very grateful that our very own +1 Pen of Smiting has given us a chance to play this in advance. And so, your host and DM, Justin McGregor, going around the table, we have...
I'm Liz. I'll be playing Aoife, your warlock. Every time it's just awful. I'm so sorry.
You're good.
It was beautiful and perfect, just like you. I'm Abe. I will be playing Marge and Frostbite in this round of Tooth or Truth 2 Electric Boogaloo.
I am Kayla. I will be playing your half-elf paladin, Diana.
I'm Megan. I will be playing our secondary warlock, Marcella.
Hi, it's Nikki, and I'll be playing your sassy siren bard, Nia.
And so, we ended the last episode with a very pointed question. But as I say, are out of the time stream, we're going to move ahead just a little bit. We are all still in the back repair room of Grimble Sons Artificers. The boys, Klaus and Heinrich, have buggered off for the evening to who knows where. And the ship is pretty much on autopilot, just floating in lazy circles around the city. Let's get a check-in just where everybody is. Or not.
What is the face, Abe?
We just was talking about the ship on autopilot. I wanted to be like, which one?
That's why I paused, because Abe's sitting there covering his mouth like an asshole.
Just giggling to himself.
I was trying not to say anything.
It's okay. I also thought that, and I was like, no, I'm not going to be that person.
Not even 6 minutes into the recording. Not 6 whole minutes.
So good.
Yep.
You hadn't gotten through the intro. All right.
Yep. Marcella's probably sitting over with Marge and Frostbite. Just kind of hanging out.
Nia is definitely sitting in between Aoife and Diana, but closer to Aoife, because she had her wonderful, by the way, dear, I'm a siren. Just thought you know.
That's right. We did have that conversation, didn't we?
Less of a conversation to her, just kind of telling you that. It's like, there you go, information for you. Enjoy. Love you.
I'm assuming Marge is probably still sitting on the table since the boys would have been like, don't move. You're not done yet. And Frostbite would be probably sitting there either on his leg or on his shoulder, just being glad that his friend was okay.
And so Aoife is sitting there with Nia on one side and probably Petrus on the other.
We ended with him having rolled out a bedroll so they would have a comfortable place to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, did he pull it out of his abnormally large pockets?
His voluminous pockets.
Voluminous.
He's basically got on cargo trousers. It's just a thing.
Now, are they actual cargo trousers, or are they like Aoife's dress where there are pockets?
Oh no!
Dimensional holes?
He has. Yes.
They're trans-dimensional cargo shorts.
Yeah,
I was trying to give this boy the not looking like a freshman in college look, but I guess
he's a
inevitable.
sophomore. Thank you very much.
You can still look like a freshman in college and be a sophomore.
I'm so sorry, Kayla.
Which means he went from cargo shorts, hoodie, and tennis shoes to cargo shorts, hoodie, and flip-flops.
In the wintertime, too. Oh,
I'm
God,
so sorry, Kayla.
Diana would be near Aoife, Nia, Petrus, just kind of not quite sitting, kind of still a little on edge.
For obvious reasons. So we ended with a pointed question, but once that's all out of the way, Petrus had kind of already started pulling drinks out, including an inexplicably full bottle of that very, very fine whiskey he had last time makes one think that he had other shopping that was done that just got stuffed in his pants.
Oh, that description.
Freezing.
I had just long enough to live down Flesh Snake, and now we get to this.
Yeah. He did some other shopping that got shoved down his pants.
I didn't know that's what
With
the
the
kids
flesh
were calling
snake.
it.
The Flesh Snake, right?
I didn't know that's what the kids were calling it these days.
So,
Oh, killing it already.
Goodness.
Okay.
well then, ladies, if you are done with your questions and would care for a little amusement, I might have a few of my own. Do I need
Amusements or questions?
I'll tell you when we're done.
Oh, why can't it be both?
So, do we need a refresher of the rules?
Yes, please, on the refresher of rules.
Yes,
Sure.
please, and thank you.
So, here we have our drink. And he sets down a little shot glass and fills it. And in the drink, we have a tooth. He drops it, a little plunk. So, I will ask the questions, picking one of you. And we go around asking whoever you like, ending with me. If you tell the truth, nothing happens. If you lie, you drink. If you hesitate too long, you drink. If for any reason I decide, you drink. If you talk out of turn, you drink. And we keep going until someone passes out, someone swallows the tooth, or I run out of questions. We all game?
Always.
Oh, why not?
Can I get one of those me-sized?
Oh no.
You know what? Given how many drinks I had to take for you last time, no, you little bastard. You're drinking all of this. Although maybe I should get a smaller tooth just for you.
Oh, I'm sure they might. I'm certain they would have one.
Aoife reaches into her bag of random divination things and pulls out a very, very small canine tooth.
Oh,
And I'm the creep who actually has a bag full of teeth. It's weird, but it's fine.
you're not the only one. There are plenty of moms who have kept their children's teeth over the years. That's a thing.
Well, if Aoife has the tooth, completely unsurprisingly, Petrus does have a second shot glass. And so he sets it up on the table and fills it and plunks the little tiny ass tooth right in there. Just for you, buddy.
See, we're bonding.
We are. It's already working. So,
Comfy kid? I said you comfy kid because Big Slee keeps moving around in my lap. So
I'm just fine. Thank you for asking.
well, then could you please just find a comfortable position and sit?
Okay, fine. And he managed to sit in the position that is most uncomfortable for you.
Right on the
course he
bladder.
does.
There's just a paw on the bladder, another one just, and you can feel
Yeah, the little claws,
little,
just enough to let you know they're there.
like, I could murder you, but I won't.
So, as is always the way with these things, we'll start with the easy ones. Marcella. Your family name and its origin, please.
Meladandri. Frankly, not sure of the origins. I just know it's old. Old as balls. I'm very curious because Marge, I know you don't have a I know you don't have a family name, but I'm very curious as to what yours means.
What Mark means?
Yes. Seems like it might stand for something.
It stands for magically augmented robotic guardian entity. Diana. What is your family name?
Family name is Farandel. And from what my father has told me, the name has existed within the elven nobility for millenniums. Though he's never been sure of its past. Farandel associated with the Fae courts or not? He's been researching for as long as I can remember, but there's a lot to feed into. Aoife?
I actually don't know my family name. I took ink blood when I got old enough to take a last name, need a last name, but I don't know. What about you, Nia?
Well, similar to you, Aoife, when I woke up on the beach 5 years ago, I didn't have a name. And the woman who took me in, I took her last name, and she offered me to the Bard College as her relative. And I'm not sure what Durant means or its connotations. Never thought to ask. Frostbite?
Yes.
Is that... Explain your family name to us, dear.
Neverfall. The stories I've been told is that a long time ago, my grandfather swore he would never fall in battle or bend the knee to another court. And that is how they referenced him. Petrus,
Yes.
what is your last name and the origins behind it?
Fengrir. It's from the Sylvan for Fehengre, meaning my creation. It's supposedly the first words spoken by the Fae to my forebears when they emerged after the fires of the Third Age. Or so my father likes to claim. I think it just makes him feel important.
We all like to feel important. I'll take my drink. Sorry.
Well, I always feel a little awkward about this one because I'm told it's impolite to ask a lady, and so I won't. Frostbite, how old are you?
A hair over 22.
Follow up. Years?
Yes.
I think that's a fair question.
Insert John Cena. Are you sure about that?
Diana, how old are you?
Well, I'm 27. My sister is 8 minutes older. That's always been a joy. We were born in
Is
the
this
winter.
actually something she lords over you? Oh shit, I have to drink.
Drink.
Yeah, drink for that. She does. She does hold it over me. But we were born in the winter, so I guess we'll both be 28 here soon. Besides the point. Nia, how old are you?
Goodness, I have no idea, but I look good for whatever age I am, don't I?
Petrus will tip his drink to you.
Usually, though, when people actually ask me, I tell them I'm 25. Old enough to get away with things, but not too young to frighten away potential customers. Anyway, Marge, how old are you?
I was several hundred years old before I went offline. I'm unsure how long I was offline, so don't have an age.
Goodness.
Aoife, how old are you?
another thing that I have never really kept track of. 22, 23. It's never been important. What about you, Marcella?
28. Though again, like Diana, I'm a winterborn, I guess. So that should be changing relatively soon. But not quite sure when. Kind of lost track of the days at this point. Petrus.
Yes.
How old are you, dear?
I will be 20 on the summer solstice, which is me trying to make myself sound older than I am.
At least you didn't say 19 and a half.
No, that does sound a little petulant, doesn't it?
Very childish.
Nice.
Marcella chokes on her drink. I'm so sorry.
I'm not. It's hilarious.
Oh, let's see. Diana, where's your favorite place, ma'am?
My favorite place is home. In the busy streets of Holston with the touch of salt in the air. Just home. Frostbite, what's your favorite place?
There was a grove back home that was constantly full of winter flowers and had a small bubbling spring that was just perfect. Nia, where is your favorite place?
Well, you've heard me speak of it before, but there's this wonderful little tavern called the Celestial Stag in the Place. I enjoy it. And Nia takes a drink.
Our first lie of the evening.
Oh, it's a small one. I have to keep you all on your toes around me now that you know my bigger secrets. Marcella, your favorite place?
Perle Bea. It's a place I used to go often. And I haven't been able to return in a very long time. But it's always been a favorite. Marge, do you have a favorite place?
The calm and quiet in Ethan's hut. It was very peaceful there. Ethan, what is your favorite place?
My favorite place is also home. The swamp. But especially during the summertime at night. It's quiet. What about you, Petrus? Your favorite place?
Petrus will look at you.
Oh no.
Take a very slow breath.
My heart already! Damn it, Justin! Oof!
Right here.
Oh gosh. Ew.
All the green cards.
All the green cards.
Oh,
Many heart feels.
I'm blushing.
all the heart feels. All of them.
Best and worst. God.
So, question regarding safety tools. Does it count when a player's face matches one? Because if so, you need to stop instantly.
I say Liz can call me off anytime she
Totally. I'm good. This is
Okay.
this is good. I'm totally good with it. Oof.
Let me know if I ever push a line.
Absolutely.
Marcella at that just like sighs and just looks rather wistful.
Nia's also just like, keep going. I think we can get her a shade darker.
Yeah, Diana's just like giggling.
Let's find out. Aoife,
Jesus Christ.
what is your favorite sound?
As we're all just like waving our green cards
We're all,
around.
we're all
I
adults.
oh my god. My favorite sound. The obvious answer would be wind chimes. But that is a lie. But I think my favorite sound is a crackling fire. It always makes me feel at ease, warm and safe. Marcella?
His laugh. Frostbite.
I believe that my favorite sound would be a tie between the noises of the night and the whir of Marge. It has become a comfort over the last year. Nia, what is your favorite sound?
Well, I was going to tell a lie and say it was my voice. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong. Love listening to myself talk. But my favorite sound is this very faint musical lullaby. I'm sure it's a lullaby. It's not... I have no idea where I heard it. And every now and again, I'll hear snippets of it. It'll make me feel happy and sad and melancholy and wistful all at the same time.
Follow up. Can you sing us a few bars?
Mm. You and so you see her trying to remember this song. That's as all as I can remember. Diana, your favorite sound?
My favorite sound is the perfect mix of storm and sea, and the sound of a quill on parchment. Marge, what's your favorite sound?
The quiet and laughter. Petrus, what is your favorite sound?
As strange as it sounds, foghorns. I grew up on an island, remember? Festa Flottant is in the middle of a huge body of water. And when I couldn't take being in the house anymore, I'd crawl up my window and walk out to the docks and sit and listen to the ships talking to each other across the water. Nia, favorite animal?
I don't like animals. Marge.
I'll tell Lucy not to take it personally.
Marge would tap his head.
Bear. Diana, what is your favorite animal?
No, I've never really thought of it, But if I have to choose one, I suppose it would be a mouse.
I'm so proud of you for saying that.
No.
Marcella, what's your
She will
favorite
still
animal?
never be a bear.
I personally have always been quite fond of foxes.
I thought you would say butterfly.
Which poses the question of, are they an animal or an insect?
Ah.
In a belief that means you drink for speaking out of turn.
Right? And so she does.
I will also take a drink because I would like to know why foxes and not butterflies.
Ivy. But that's a story for another day.
Yes.
A drink, could it be a story for right now?
Perhaps later.
As you wish. It was still worth the drink.
Aoife.
Oh, I am quite partial to the animals in the swamp. And I think I would have to say the little peeper frogs that come out at night during the summertime. Frostbite. What about you? Your favorite animal?
Frostbite would look at Marcella and then pointedly look at Diana and go, a squirrel.
And it clicks. You son of a bitch!
What?
And drinks.
My mother was a lot of things, but a dog she was not.
Why a squirrel? I'll ask the question because I have no idea. And I'll
But I'll take the drink as well. Perhaps it has something to do with this. And Marcella reaches into her bag and pulls out the little squirrel statue that Marge gave her during the first round.
I mean, it's adorable.
I think it's because it was easy to get out of a suit.
It would be the easiest to get out as a field mouse. But it's more fun to play as a squirrel in the woods.
Diana's
See, that's a good answer.
Probably less likely to get eaten. And Petrus just takes a drink for the fun of it.
Not a whole lot of meat on a squirrel. Not a whole lot of meat on frostbite. So. Continue.
That you've seen. Petrus.
We've established it's proportional.
Proportional!
What would be your favorite animal?
Oh, please. Lucy, of course. And he just reaches over and gives her a scritch. And y'all hear the little,
Many
as her thumb goes.
thumpins.
The thumbs.
Let's see. Marcella,
Yes.
what is your most treasured memory?
I suppose it might sound a bit trite to everyone else, but dancing at my 17th birthday and being asked if I had gotten everything that I wanted.
Had you?
I hadn't, but I did after that dance.
Tips Petrus's drink. Like, you gotta drink that.
Actually, no, he doesn't. He was the
He
one
gets
who
a
asked the
follow-up.
question.
Oh, no. This is the follow-up to the follow-up. Who'd you
But
dance
Diana,
with?
you and I get to drink now.
Who did you dance with?
She looks Petrus in the face, and I don't suppose the name will mean anything to you, but Cade.
Well, thank you for the answer anyway.
Nia. Now I know you don't remember much, but of what you do.
Oh, I've made plenty of memories in the 5 years since I've woken up on the beach, and the one that I treasure the most was the first time I went into that bard college. And when you go in, they do a interview and ask you what you're good at, and then they have you do a little bit to show it off. And when I sang for the first time for them, watching their faces, enraptured, I'll remember that for as long as I live. Frostbite. Your favorite memory, most treasured memory, excuse me.
Frostbite would wrap his little arms around that big old shot glass and damn near kill himself trying to drink it.
You could just grow to normal size. It'd make this so much easier.
I don't like being that size. It's awkward.
As opposed to that shot. Shit, I have to drink. As opposed to that shot you just took.
Well, luckily I can do this. As he casts protection from poison on himself.
Oh my gosh.
The alcohol tolerance is also proportional.
Diana,
Yes.
sweet little mouse. What is your most treasured memory?
Diana hesitates for a second and just lifts her drink and cheers to Frostbite and drinks. Aoife, what is your most treasured memory?
I'm sure you all remember the quilt on my bed. My most treasured memory is finally finishing that quilt with my grandmother in front of the fire. It was a long time to finish it, but when it was done, it was worth all of the work. Marge, will you tell us your most treasured memory?
It would be when I always awakened, surrounded by my friends.
Many green cards were held up.
My heart.
Many hearts are melting, many tears are being had.
It's
Just
fine.
big held back. And hey, thank God I'm not drinking.
What is your most treasured memory?
About 2 seconds after I opened my eyes.
Stop.
My heart!
I feel like this
Kayla
recording
joins
is,
the fan.
it's just going to be lots of screaming into the microphones together.
Yeah. Hey, kitty.
I'm not sure who to ask this to first. Why not? Diana, what is the most childish thing you still do?
Oh. Well, I mean, I haven't been with her recently, but my sister Genevieve and I would still have prank wars. I'm sure if I ever make it back home, there will be plenty of pranks set up in the townhome that her and I share. I hope to make it home soon. Nia? Do you still do anything childish?
Sometimes, when I'm doing my makeup, I will make funny faces in the mirror.
Face like that could never be funny.
Hi,
Only beautiful.
They can get pretty ridiculous. Yeah. Laughter's good for the heart, not good for the face and the wrinkles, though. Marge, do you have a concept of what is considered childish or not? And what is the most childish thing that you still do?
March sits there for a minute, running through his memory banks.
Probably carving animals. I'm not sure. That was a repetitive task that was programmed into me for quiet times.
Did you ever make noises to the animals? Like, if they were sheep, did you baa at them? Or chickens, did you cluck?
Only when Frostbite was driving, but that would have been him doing it.
Fair enough.
You see Frostbite turn a little purplish.
I love it.
This is very good. Nia's definitely looking at him like, that's good to know.
I just straight up request art of blushing Frostbite because I think I need this in my life.
I need blushing Frostbite, but I also really want this image of Marge herding chickens and then like a bubble that is Frostbite in there going Frostbite might need to Marge might need to be wearing a Link outfit.
Oh no.
All right, audience, get on that.
We believe in
Please.
you. You can do it.
Please.
You're all so talented. Yes, sorry. That, by the way, that was too Marge. So
Marcella, what is the childish thing that you still do?
Well, and she looks at Petrus again and went, well, you wanted the story. And she reaches back into her bag, having put the squirrel back, and she pulls something out, and she's got it cupped in her hands, and she places it on the table, and you see that it is a little, what looks to be a little metal fox. Meet Ivy. And she takes the tail sticking straight up, and she takes it and she twists it around, and it starts hopping around the table like a fox that's playing.
Oh my god, that is awesome.
that's adorable.
That was made for me a very, very long time ago. Oh gosh, I couldn't have been more than 5 or 6.
And it still works.
Drink.
I'll take my part. I'm impressed.
Well, for the longest time, that's the one that made it for me would just continuously repair it for me. But she's gone with me everywhere since. And occasionally when I'm missing home, I will pull her out of my bag and we'll play.
I love that.
frostbite.
Well, I don't know which is more childish, the fact that I would moo at the sheep or the fact that I enjoy turning into woodland creatures and playing with them in the trees.
Which do you think is more childish?
Probably the later of the two, because only Marge had known I was mooing at the animals. he elbowed.
Thunk.
You're a very tiny.
This is very cute.
And a very robotic, sarcastic, ow.
Aoife, what is the most childish thing you still do?
I don't really know if it's actually childish or not, but if I am outside when the stars come out, I make a wish on the first star I see at night. Petrus, what is the most childish thing that you still do?
Nothing so nearly as sentimental as that.
Ah, well,
You know, the little ring of frosting at the bottom of the really fancy cakes.
No.
So help. Okay, so next time we go out, I'll show you, because in the bakeries they do the really fancy
On
ones.
a date.
And there's and I didn't.
I drink.
And Marcella just picks up the bottom of Nia's glass and just keeps tipping it.
Yes, y'all haven't seen that shade of red in Petrus yet.
Were they matching?
Oh, I am sure we can get you there.
Best part is that you
Cakes.
can also feel it.
Cakes?
Cakes? Okay.
Cakes, yes,
Right.
indeed.
The really fancy places, they'll put a big fat ring of frosting around the top and at the bottom. And when you first get the slice, they'll stand it up and the thing is still there. And so help me God, I cannot stop myself. I will run my finger through that thing of frosting and lick it right off the end, just like that. I can't. Fancy dinner doesn't matter. Every time. It drove my mother nuts.
I'm trying very hard to be nice and not say any of the things that I wish to.
I'm very proud of you, Nia.
Thank you. I'm learning. That's an adorable thing that you do, Petrus. I'm sure there are plenty of other places you can lick frosting off.
I'm sure you can come up with something sassier than that, Nia.
Please,
that was
please don't make
the
her.
low rung. That was the low hanging fruit.
Apparently, so was the frosting.
You know, frosting and rope go well together.
Marge, your most vivid dream, please.
Please save me from this.
Could you repeat that slower and more clearly when you
Sorry.
were thinking about frosting and rope?
I'm trying to think of anything but. And it occurred to me, you may not even dream. But if you do, what is your most vivid dream?
This is it. This is the moment we get the answer to whether androids dream of electric sheep. This is the moment. Please continue.
Liz, I love you.
Technically count as an android, unfortunately. But I'm there. I'm there with you, Liz.
I have perfect recollections of every event I've witnessed due to my memory banks. They're all vivid.
But you don't dream. Like, when you power down, is there anything there or is it just quiet?
Seems
Let-
so quiet.
Think of it
But
more
I'm
like
aware
this.
of all of my surroundings.
Do you ever, when you're powered down and you're sorting through the day's memories? Do any of them change into something else, something strange, something fantastical, or not based in reality, or do they always stay the same?
They stay the same.
Do you ever recall any just because then? Just to remember them again while you're powered down? Nia's drinking this entire time. This is not her question, but she's curious.
Not in the last 12 hours since I have reawoken.
Fair enough.
Well, now I'm curious. What are some that you've recalled before that, then? Or rather, which one is perhaps the one you've recalled the most often?
The battle that we lost. And I believe, per the rules, you are to drink.
Yes, I was waiting. I was trying to be kind and waiting for you to answer.
Nia
And
pushes
Marcella-
Nia pushes the bottom of your...
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you.
Diana, what is your most vivid dream?
It's running through a field under a violet sky with fey lights twinkling, basking in the glory of the Feywild, dancing with purple robes. Aoife?
I'm certain, surprising absolutely no one here.
Excuse me, follow up.
Oh.
Were they just floating robes or was someone in them?
There's someone in them. An old friend. Diana drinks.
Who's drinking for Marge? Frostbite, you're drinking for Marge.
No. Petrus promised he would drink for Marge last time.
I think that promise ended that night.
I believe that Petrus promised to drink for Frostbite, piloting Marge.
Marge, who should drink for you, dear?
You know what? No, I'll take it.
We all end up having to drink anyway.
Cheers.
Because I know what questions are coming, and I'm going to need this.
As I was saying, surprising no one, I'm certain. My most vivid dream is sinking into the swamp. I have that dream a lot when I sleep. And I always wake up gasping for breath. Feels like I'm right back there again. Nia, what is your most vivid dream?
Alfie, you and I are very similar. I'm starting to notice. Because I have a dream, a very vivid dream that constantly comes back to me of me underwater and bubbles and hands and a pain in my chest that goes away. And almost like I begin flying, except I'm still underwater. Frostbite. Your most vivid dream.
Often dream of the day I fled the winter. Waking up surrounded by bodies on the field of battle. Marcella, what is your most vivid dream?
Chauncey. I jest. I'm afraid I don't actually dream. It's quite unfortunate, really. I'd like to know what that's like.
Not even before?
I don't really remember much from before.
All right, I'm going to take it. Before what? Diana drinks.
Before my father passed.
Diana just salutes her drink and drinks again.
Petrus.
Yes.
Your most vivid dream.
It's one of those dreams where you wake up in the dream and you're in your bed and you have the feeling that like you've just gone to sleep. And so I wake up in the dream, right? And there's this woman, I don't know, standing beside my bed. She has blonde hair and green eyes and a simple yellow sundress. And from behind her, a light starts to grow. And I can't move. And the light spreads. And the posts of my bed grow branches and then flowers. And the whole of the room is filled with the smell of a garden at the height of summer. And she bends over my bed. And she kisses me in the middle of the forehead. And it burns. My God, how it burns. It sets every last one of my nerves ablaze. And for a time, I just burn. And then she's gone. And I'm alone in the middle of a field of burning flowers. And then I wake up.
Nia drinks.
Follow up.
So does Aoife.
Diana follows.
Has she ever given you a name?
No, she's never said a word.
Okay.
It's the exact same dream every time. No clue who the fuck she is.
Would Frostbite be familiar with that description?
Nope. No clue. So, yeah, Marcella. What is your secret guilty pleasure?
I'm afraid I don't know how to answer that. So I'll just go ahead and take the drink. Diana.
Well, now if I told you, it wouldn't be a secret anymore. Diana drinks.
Marcella rolls her eyes.
Frostbite goes, God damn it, I'll drink for it. I would have sworn it was finding traps.
Well, see, that's not a secret, though.
Nia's
It
gonna
is
drink.
if you take pleasure from it.
Oh, and with
The
all the
spikes.
talk of with all the talk of rope.
The spike pit certainly did hit a certain nerve.
Marcella takes her drink.
Nia's gonna take a drink. I think he really enjoys being called Marshmallow.
Yep, you got me, Nia. There you go.
I know you so well.
Nailed it.
Well, I don't know. It seems she does like being skewered.
She likes being skewered and she likes getting sticky.
Petrus, do you still want that s'mores?
Just ask someone else.
Remember, Petrus goes last, so
Like a
Frostbite.
good boy.
Frostbite, what is your secret guilty pleasure? Other than torturing the whole party with your antics. Hidden in a robot.
That wasn't a pleasure. That was a means for survival. As for my secret guilty pleasure, though, is I enjoy collecting flowers.
What kind?
All kinds. Maybe if you ask one day, I will show you the collection.
Nods, so she doesn't have to drink by saying anything.
Nia,
Yes.
what is your secret guilty pleasure?
She's taking her time debating whether or not she wants to tell you all or not. Fine. My secret guilty pleasure is having someone brush my hair. I don't like people touching me, so it's not often. But the last one who did it for me was my mentor. So.
I love that.
Sorry, it took me a second. Aoife, your guilty pleasure.
I enjoy writing poetry. Marge, do you have guilty
No.
pleasures?
Before, no. Ma'am. No.
Yes. Ooh.
Do you have a book of your poems?
Like published? No, that would just be silly.
But you have one at your hut, don't you?
Sure. One. Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Fabulous. I'll take my drink.
Petrus would lean over, grabbing his drink. You know, if you're lying and it's in your pocket, you still have to take a drink.
Aoife takes a drink.
Ooh.
Now, you know me, dear. I'm not someone that just asks people to whip it out on, in front of everybody.
Now there's a price for that. Diana drink.
Phrasing times 2.
But if you do ever want an audience for your poetry readings, I would love to hear it.
I'm sure Petrus would volunteer.
No, he already sees her and feels her emotions. I want to hear them.
We would all enjoy her poetry readings.
We would.
And he.
Strong man's a shot glass.
It just reminds me of that, like big wine glass.
Yes.
I have
Here,
one
let me
glass of wine
let
a
me
night.
help you with that, dear. And Marcella just holds a finger up under the shot glass to steady it so he stops spilling it everywhere.
This is hilarious.
Thank you, Marcella.
Anytime, dear.
So Marge, do you have guilty pleasures? Is that a thing? I'm sure you understand the concept, but is that a thing that you engage in?
I do find joy listening to Frostbite Grimble get himself from here alone.
And he takes a big bear paw and tries to pat Frostbite.
A mental image of him damn near knocking him off the table by accident.
He just goes face first into the shot glass. Anybody caring to listen would hear Marcella go, "You deserved that."
Petrus, what is your secret guilty pleasure? I believe the others have mentioned something about s'mores.
Despite my childish habit, I'm not as fond of sweets as all of that.
You didn't say that last time we played this game.
Attractive, yes, but I know my limits.
Yeah, it's fine. He just can't handle us.
No one can handle you.
I'm just smart enough not to get in the middle.
And they all tandem take their drinks.
Yeah, right. Secret guilty pleasure. Yes, well, I guess only secret in that no one's ever seen me do it. I've never been quiet about it. I really do love a good beer in the bath. Or ale or shine. It actually doesn't really matter. Just hot water to soak in, preferably bubbly, and something strong and cold to drink.
We could have been doing that in the sauna at the hotel.
Where do you think I was when I wasn't with you?
At school.
Oh, I'm never mind.
Petrus, my boy,
Yes.
during the summer, you should try it in an ice cold pool.
You're only 22 and he is 20. You are practically children to us.
You survived 22 years in the court and then say that statement.
Nia, speak for yourself.
Again, I don't know how old I am, so. For all I know, I could also be 20.
Petrus goes, I hope you don't all see me as a child.
No, just younger.
Indeed. Nope. Frostbite.
No, that was good.
Frostbite. What is your biggest turn on?
Frostbite would look at everybody there as his eyes settle on Nia. Yeah, a beautiful smile.
Of
Dang.
course.
Diana, what is your biggest turn on?
Asked me this about 2 years ago, it'd be completely different. But
That's not an answer.
I was finishing. I am a sucker for words. Tell me sweet nothings, and I am all yours. Nia. What's your biggest turn on?
I don't have many anymore, unfortunately. But similar to yours, Diana, they have to be genuine. I've nearly gotten swept off my feet a time or two. Almost. I'm just going to go ahead and do this one. March, yeah. A turn on is something that either sexually or physically excites you, I guess would be the correct word for it. Do you have anything like that? Battle. Hot. Okay.
Diana's eyebrows just lift. Like, okay.
Does that include arm wrestling?
Diana chokes on her drink.
Petrus takes the drink for it because,
That was not truly battle.
just had to ask. It was a contest.
Who says that?
Bear shave is best shave.
Marge, I'm glad you're still. Marge, I'm so glad you have your sense of humor. Diana drinks.
Ava, what is yours?
Truthfully, I can't say that it's something that I've thought about overly much, so I couldn't say. What about you, Marcella?
Vulnerability. Because that to me speaks volumes. Petrus.
No. Have we done frostbite yet?
Yeah, he was first.
Oh, thank God. Okay, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Petrus.
It's been a minute.
And your answer surely cannot be rope.
No. It decidedly is not. My biggest turn on is kindness. Real, genuine kindness.
Well, that explains a lot. Diana drinks.
I've been in so many places where kindness was an act. It was a put on. It was a thing you pretended to. The genuine article is so rare.
I completely understand, Petrus. I'll continue drinking.
Get yet another glass raised from Diana, and she drinks.
That being said, a good kisser. I've met so many people. Terrible kissers. Almost want to just leave and suffer the consequences, but I can't usually. Have you ever had somebody try to suck your nose off?
I can't say I've ever made out with a slug.
I think I would prefer the slug.
Marcella is just turning bright red. You can tell she is wildly uncomfortable with a lot of this conversation.
Oh, yeah, no. Likewise, Petrus is just...
Dirted.
Yeah. So. Nia, what is your biggest turn off?
Now that is a longer list. But the biggest would have to be infidelity. Diana, your biggest turnoff.
A person who believes they're entitled to anything, especially any part of my life. Marcella.
Superiority.
As in someone having a sense of?
Oh, yes. Just in general.
He'll take the drink for the question.
There's nothing less appealing than someone who thinks they're better than someone else.
I'll drink to that twice.
Yeah. No one's that different. Just because I was fortunate and born into a title doesn't make me any more or less than you or Aoife or Nia. And anyone who can't see that, just... Ugh. Aoife.
Cruelty. Just for the sake of being cruel. It's... frostbite. What about you?
Seems rather petty after everything the rest of you said, but bad odors.
mean?
Still valid. Diana
Indeed.
thinks.
Make a fair point.
Marge, my bear-shaped friend.
I would say fire.
Marcella nearly drops her glass.
Petrus, what is your turn off?
I have to agree with Aoife. Cruelty, malicious or careless, it makes little difference. This is something I can't abide. God knows I've seen a lot of it. Marcella, do you have any scars?
I don't actually. My father would refute this if he was here too, but I was a rather cautious child. So all of my scars are emotional. Diana.
Obviously, Diana gestures to her left collarbone, where a slender scar travels along it. I mean, but I have small other ones here and there, but yes, I've got scars. Frostbite?
Oh no.
Mhm.
Will you tell us the story of how you got the scar?
Oh, yeah. So about that gambling thing I used to do, there was a night in the gambling house where I mistakenly hustled a table of rogues. And I was not quite on my A game that night. They dragged me to the streets and they were going to murder me and leave me there for the Holston guards to find in the morning. But the fates were in my favor that night. Marge, do you have any scars? We can't really buff out.
Several.
And he points to various nicks and cuts and all of the new plating.
I said ones we couldn't repair. Those look repaired.
They're not the same.
That's what happens after trauma. We're never really the same as when you start. Diana drinks.
Do you have any scars?
Do I have any scars? Yes. Aoife.
I do. And she reaches up and unbuttons the cuff.
Cuff?
Cuff. Thank you. Cuff is the word I was thinking of. I'm like, what the f- is this thing? Unbuttons the cuff at her wrist and rolls back the sleeve, and you see this long, jagged scar down the outside of her right arm. I my hand through a mirror when I was younger. It didn't hurt my hand. My hand is fine, but that one stung a bit. What about you, Frostbite? Do you have any scars?
Oh, of course. Petrus.
I'll
Do
bite.
you have any scars?
I'll bite. What kind of scars? You don't get off scot-free. I'll take my drinks.
Oh, you can take your drinks all you want, but per the rules, I don't have to answer.
Little shit. And Marcella takes her drink.
Scars, yes. Prior to 2 days ago, I would have told you I have two. The one where I had my brand removed on my arm, and the other taking an arrow to a leg in a training accident when I was a child. You'll never convince me my kid sister wasn't aiming for me. I probably deserved it. But now, to be honest, I haven't had the nerve to check my back.
We don't have to confront those types of scars so readily after.
Hey, just remember, it's always behind you.
I smack Frostbite.
Flick 'em.
See, I don't even have to flick him. I mage hand flick him.
Even better.
With how much force does Mage Hand have?
10 pounds.
And Marcella catches him.
She doesn't do it that hard. It's up to 10 pounds, but enough to at least like for him to feel it.
Frostbite would flutter up to Nia, look her dead in the eye, reach out and lick the tip of her nose, and flutter back.
Careful, next time I'll bite.
Promise.
Before this goes any further, Aoife, save me. Do you have any tattoos?
Aoife drinks. Now, we know that Marcella has tattoos, but do you have more than what we can see?
Yes, actually. I'm not going to show you because it would require a certain amount of disrobing that I am not comfortable with.
Shame.
But they come down from what you've seen and loop around the back of me and then across my torso, loops around again and down my right thigh. So yes, a little more extensive than you were thinking, I'm sure.
I'm taking my drinks.
That is a good word.
Taking my drinks. Just because I wanted to clarify, not ashamed that you aren't comfortable disrobing. That is your comfort, and I'm not going to judge that. It's just that you're very attractive, dear.
Marcella turns bright fucking red.
There's so many ships going on.
Roll fucking hard.
And hear the foghorns on the harbor.
Hey, look, you match them now.
Look, they're confused demi noises. No. God.
I'm so sorry, dear. If I knew that's how you took compliments, I would stop giving them to you. But I won't because it's very funny.
Just answer the question, please.
My body is a temple and I don't want to disrupt it with graffiti. So no tattoos. They look great on everybody else though.
I don't feel judged in the least now.
Neither does Meg, the actual player.
Nikki has tattoos.
Yeah, no.
Absolutely. Yeah, no. No, I like them. I just have yet to see one that would accent the already amazingness of my skin. So, no. I want to ask this. Marge, do you have a tattoo?
Serial number on the back of his neck.
Barcode back there.
Beep.
Made in.
Applause.
And it just says frostbite on his foot.
Oh.
Aw.
I'm Diana.
You know, I
You
see a
got
wood burner in
tattoos?
the corner. I just
If you try to burn my friend, I will end you.
it was an offer.
And drink, you spoke out of turn.
Now that we've settled that,
Well,
There
did
will
we?
be-
Because frostbite answered for him. Marge, would you like a tattoo?
No.
okay,
Okay.
that's settled. I've got a few. I have botanical filigree on my left arm, and I have a set of waves on the back of my neck, and I've got stars. Frostbite. Do you have any?
No. I'll take my drink. Where are the stars?
Do you want to find out?
Sure.
They are on my back. They're on my right shoulder, actually.
Lovely.
Frostbite. Do you have any tattoos?
Just a few.
What are they? Just one. Just give me one. I want to know. I'm curious.
A face symbol.
What's it mean?
I believe you need to drink.
Will you answer the question?
I'll think about it.
Okay, good enough for me.
Petrus. Anybody artwork?
Indeed, just the one. And he'll roll up his sleeve and show you the underside of his arm. And there's nothing there. And he'll lay a finger across his wrist. And a purple fleur-de-lis appears, drawing itself into place.
Oh, that's clever.
That is a nifty little bit of magic.
It is, isn't it? If you like, someday I can show you how it's done.
Yes, please.
The offer wasn't to you.
Spicy Petrus.
Although, since you seem to want to talk, by the way, drink.
I asked you the question.
Oh,
that
that's
was
right. That's right. My
so
bad.
you
No.
should drink.
I'll he drinks. Bastard. How, Frostbite, would you describe yourself?
Small, blue, and sarcastic. And he drinks.
So out of character. So large, blue, and sarcastic.
Ava, how would you describe yourself?
Quiet and watchful and someone who goes unnoticed. What about you, Diana?
I would have to say, after recent events, how do you still feel unnoticed? Because our dear friend has noticed you very much.
Diana. How would you describe yourself?
Chris has just turned his drink straight up and is reaching for the bottle to refill it.
For answer to Aoife, I do believe.
Aoife holds out her glass.
Oh, I was actually just gonna say, Marcella, just I'm gonna need this back, but she just hands Petrus Chauncey's flask. And if he looks at her funny, she just says, I've had it for a while.
Trust
the thing
me.
never seems to run dry. And just places it in front of you.
I'll take it, refills Aoife's drink, starts drinking right off of it himself. Fuck the glass. Just
And if Petrus looks at Frostbite after he says that, he's gonna look at him and go and poke his tongue out.
As I am right now, I see myself as headstrong, protective, maybe a little reckless, and hollow. Nia?
Iridescent. Unforgettable. And cold. Marge. How would you describe yourself?
Being a protector. Marcelo.
I'm gonna say you should also take the suggestion of bear-shaped. Just saying.
I frankly don't know anymore. Most days I feel like a husk carrying around the ghost of who I used to be. Petrus.
I would describe myself as overprivileged and trying.
Just to clarify on the word trying, do you mean you are someone who tries, or as in you are trying to other people?
Yes.
And Aoife drinks.
Aoife, do you find him trying?
No.
Lovely.
Do you enjoy him trying, though?
I think that this is in the line of questioning. And like y'all notice that like Aoife's hand is like starting to like she's pointing at you, and then suddenly she's not pointing at you anymore. It's just kind of listing a little bit. Next question.
Indeed. Although I would note you are as ever too kind. So, as we have already seen someone try to arrest you once, Lady Bird,
Ooh,
have you ever been arrested or in trouble with the law?
oof. Actually arrested. No. But I think we all know the answer to the later part now. Yes, I am a wanted lady.
She cracks open another drink.
Frostbite.
Hmm.
Have you ever been arrested or in legal trouble?
Not in a sense she would know.
That's fair.
Because I've got a sense of it, I'll take the drink. Just how many of the courts want you?
2 for sure.
2 confirmed.
Not sure about spring or fall. And since apparently there is a resurgent in the iron, they could want me as well.
Sorry, what? There's no iron court.
We can discuss that later. Let's not ruin the mood. Diana drinks.
I will ask, though, what did you do, and don't you dare say you've deserted? There's more than just that.
I don't have to answer.
But you
But
do
you
have to
do
drink.
have to drink.
I will. Don't worry. And Marcella holds her hand up on the table with her pinky out and asks, "Will you tell me later, please?"
You and you alone. He will reach up and it's grab
Tiny-
her finger.
Tiny finger.
I love it.
Deal. And she takes her drinks.
Aoife, have you ever been arrested or in trouble with the law?
I truthfully cannot say that I have. Unless you want to count. Oh, no. No, that doesn't count. Nia, what about you? Have you ever been arrested or in trouble with the law?
Wait.
Hmm?
My follow-up.
Mm.
What doesn't count?
Oh, the whole thing with Diana. That doesn't count. That was her, not me.
I mean,
they just
fair
came to
enough.
my house.
Sorry.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
I don't know. I believe harboring a fugitive may earn you some points after the fact.
Oh, well. That's if they know. What about you, Nia?
Please.
Any run-ins with the law?
Please tell them how we met, sweet Diana. Diana drinks.
I'm not wanted by the law, but I did get into a little bit of trouble. A gentleman was causing a ruckus, accusing me of the normal things that you accuse somebody in my line of work. And I was trying to be diplomatic and leave, but one of the guards came by to see what the disturbance was. While prostitution isn't necessarily illegal, I didn't want to get taken in for questioning or any of the sort. So, but my sweet little marshmallow came to my rescue and told them that I was with her and that none of the things that the man was saying were true. Honestly, I think the god just was doing the bare minimum and just kind of saw the lady as a paladin and let me go with her. So
It helped that I knew who the guard was working at the time.
yes. And apparently I'm also wanted by illegal people as well. But
I don't think that's quite the same.
goodness no.
They can't exactly be the law above it if they can't even reach its knees.
Oh, I'm going to say
Marcella takes a drink.
whatever his name is pops up.
Marge Frostbite just looks up at Marcella. Really? A short joke?
Goodness.
Well, of course he said it, and I inhaled what I was drinking. I'm good. And she just looks at you, just kind of looks at you like, don't give me that. You know that wasn't about you.
Marge, are you wanted by the law or have been in trouble with it? Or have you ever
No.
been arrested, excuse me?
No. When my tribe breaks programming there, decommissioned. Patches.
Mm.
Okay. Yes, I have.
You forgot Marcella.
No, that's not correct. Because I am the only one who has not answered yet, so...
Who's drinking from Marge?
That would be me, which means I get to drink twice because I almost answered.
Hey,
this poor baby.
Frostbite, can you do you want to help or do you want me to help?
You're closer.
Excuse me.
Just slap Petrus on the back of on his back and just 5 points lay on hands.
God.
You feel all right now?
Yeah, I needed that. Thank you, ma'am.
Very welcome.
Not now. You don't have to look up.
To answer that question, no. But as a lady, I tend to try to uphold my my house's name.
Commendable.
Here's good
Petrus.
side eye from Diana.
Yeah. To hell with my family's name. Yeah. So the most recent time, I was hanging out at a little tavern not far from the Bard College, and had a few drinks, and there was this roguish boy, and he was cute. And so I decided to try to impress him. And so we were, and he holds up the drink, about 12 of these in, and he bet me that I couldn't break into magical impound. And so we went down to the nearest guard station, and I managed to pick the lock, and there was a flying carpet. And did you know you can break them? It's possible. I got the flying carpet out of magical impound, and we got on it together and went flying out across the lake. The problem is it was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I can't see in the dark. And so we got all the way across to the far levee, but I got snagged on a cypress tree, and the carpet just ripped straight down the middle. And if he hadn't known this neat little trick that made us fall slower, we probably wouldn't be having this conversation right now. But we came to rest right at the feet of this giant Furbolg sergeant. And he just picked us both up by the collar and carried us to the brig. My father eventually found out what happened and came and bailed me out. I don't know whatever happened to the cute, roguish-looking bard, but it's probably best we didn't see each other again.
First off, glad you're still here with us.
Thank you.
Second, impressive. Third, remind me when this shop opens tomorrow morning to buy you spectacles and or goggles that allow you to see in the dark.
Probably a good idea, although I'll never do that shit again.
And Diana just knocks back the drink.
You are not allowed to use my carpet anymore. I revoke your usages of it.
Oh, yeah. Petrus will just salute you. Probably wise. Okay. So, let's see. Where were we? Oh, yes. I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this one, but we're going to do it anyway. Diana, what was the biggest lie you ever told someone here?
See Diana's face go stone cold as she looks at both Aoife and Frostbite, and she just drinks. Frostbite, what's the biggest lie you've ever told?
Well, it wasn't a lie. It was more of a misdirection in the fact that I was not a Warforged.
Omitting the truth is still a lie.
It all depends on how you look at the rules. Neo.
Well, seeing as you aren't a Warforged, just inside of one, that's a lie. I'll take my drink, and...
No one ever asked me if I was anything other than a Warforged.
That is because you are with very generous people. Now, while I didn't tell it as a lie, it was more of a hope that turned into a lie. It was when I told Eva that when we would come out of the ball, everything would be all right.
It's worked out so far.
Yes. Those first hours were a little hellish.
Can just total aside, I just need to make note of it because I have everybody in stream order on my screen, which means that when Liz looked to her right, she looked straight at Justin, who is also looking straight at Liz. And I'm just like, I can't.
That's the order we're in on my screen too.
I can't.
I love it.
Sorry. It was just, it needed to be noted.
Yeah. For prosperity. Marcella. What is the biggest lie you ever told to someone here?
Oh, I haven't lied to you.
To anyone here, dear.
And Marcella takes a drink.
I see.
Maj.
I have no reason to lie, therefore I do not. Eva, what is the biggest lie you have told someone here?
I told Diana that she knew all my secrets. Petrus, your turn.
Across the room.
I felt that. I felt the look.
Not really. You just get understanding.
The biggest lie I told to anyone here was to you. The other night, when I called you my lady, and you objected, I said it was a slip of the tongue, when in fact, it was just wishful thinking on my part.
And this, you two are cute.
It's like 15,000 shades of red. All of the feelings are like
50 shades of gray.
You
I
don't
want
know
50
which
shades of
feelings are
red.
yours and which feelings are Petrus's at this point. It's just all
yeah,
big
it's
mess.
it's kind of how that's working out right now.
Lovely.
It's like a
My
big
heart.
I'm here for it.
melting pot of emotions.
My heart.
I want this story. I don't want 50 Shades of Grey. I want 50 Shades of Red, where it's just two people slowly falling more and more in love with each other, but they know each other's emotions, and they're
it just gets
constantly blushing.
awkward.
Yes, please
Write
give me
this-
that.
Write the story, Nikki.
Okay,
Are you just
it's
the
in
keeper?
line.
Are you just the keeper of the Saving Face fanfic now?
Yeah, that's me. I'm keeping that train alive.
Let's see. Marge, what is the best thing you have ever done, my bear-shaped friend?
Protecting my friends. Diana, what is the best thing you have ever done?
I'm torn between two things. Becoming a paladin or stumbling upon that hut in the swamp. Marcella, what's the best thing you've ever done?
I told him yes. Maj.
I answered first.
Fuck me sideways.
Lady Marcella swearing. My gosh.
Language.
You also need some lay on hands there.
I think she wants something laid on, but it's probably not ants.
Frostbite would reach up and pat her hand and cast protection from poison.
Confused Demi screaming.
Confused Demi noises. nicest thing anyone's ever done for me. Frostbite hasn't gone yet, correct? Frostbite, how about you?
Frostbite just lifts the cup and drinks. Nia, what is the best thing you have ever done?
So many options for this question. But, and she looks right at Diana, not taking the marshmallow back to the room when we knew that was kind of where the conversation was going.
We appreciate you.
Please.
Diana drinks.
Why is that the best thing you've ever done?
Because I started to hear a song, and I realized I didn't want to do that to her. Aoife? Yes, it's Aoife's turn. What is the best thing you have ever done?
Aoife ducks her head and she turns about as red as her hair and looks up at Petrus and says, I also said yes. Petrus! What about you? The best thing you've ever done? And she's like very pointedly looking literally anywhere but Petrus.
Aww.
When the time came, I pushed you away.
I don't like that answer.
I do. Because it means you're still here.
Aoife drinks.
Nia,
Yes.
the worst thing you've ever said to someone's face.
When I told you I wouldn't sleep with any of you, not even if you paid me. And Nia takes a drink. Frostbite.
I looked him in the eye and said you were lower than the summer to me. I will never acknowledge you again. You are a waste of these magics. Diana, what is the worst thing you have ever said?
You broke me first, and you stole my stars. Marge, it's the worst thing you've ever said to someone?
You should be decommissioned and used for repair parts.
Oh my goodness.
Marcelo.
Goodness. There are a great deal of things that I would have loved to have said to people's faces. But I maintain at least a modicum of decorum, so I choose not to. And I realize that's not an answer, so I will drink. But Aoife?
Then I will ask, what is the worst thing you have thought at someone?
And I believe you are also the one that reminded me that I don't have to answer that.
Oh, that's me. It doesn't make sense in context. But I once had to tell someone that I honestly didn't know the answer to their question.
And what was that question?
Where is she? Petrus. The worst thing you've ever said to someone's face.
My exact words. You're just not worth it.
I have got to know. I will take my drink. Who was this to?
My father.
Oh,
I knew
yes.
We were fighting just
Heard
before
of
I
it.
left. He handed me that sword, the one that you said was ensorcelled against druids for fuck all knows what reason. And in what I'm sure was a fit of pique, we were arguing and he yells at me, well, if you hate me that goddamn much, why don't you grow a pair and run me through with that blade? And my reply was, you're just not worth it.
You know, my distaste for your father grows more and more each time you talk about him.
Funny, so does mine.
You don't have to keep talking about him. Let's not sour the mood.
Indeed.
Frostbite, are you a druid?
Wait, let us guess. Frostbite drinks.
It's not a part of the questions. He doesn't have to drink if he doesn't want to.
No,
It's
but
just-
you do.
I'll take the drink. You can see it's the math face. Yeah.
Yes.
That's what I was picking up on. Okay.
Well, we know the answer isn't, I'm a druid. Frostbite, what is the one thing that you don't want someone here to find out about you?
Really? This is the simplest thing of all. My true name.
Faye.
Can't help being what he is.
Diana Jade Farrendale. What is your true name? Or the thing you want us to not know.
But also,
Frostbite just gets this glare of acknowledgement that he does have Diana's full name. Well, I didn't want anyone to find out that I had a bounty over my head.
well,
But
a bit too late for that.
there are worse things, I suppose. And Diana drinks.
Come now, Diana. Name one thing that could be worse than wanted.
Oh, that's easy. Unwanted. Petrus takes his drink.
Oh.
Marge. It's one thing you didn't want people to find out.
How many I have slaughtered in battle? Nia.
You all know I'm a siren. What more do you want to know? And she'll take her drink. Marcella.
The burdens I carry. And she just kind of looks at Aoife. She looks at Frostbite.
A heart is a heavy burden.
I believe that brings us back to Petrus. No? Who did we miss?
Aoife.
I thought you went first.
No, ma'am.
Oh, my bad. She'll drink. Aoife?
That I am scared and selfish. Petrus. What is something you don't want someone here to know about you?
Just exactly how little I'm worth.
How many diamonds did you use to bring him back, Eva?
Oh, no, you don't understand. That's the worst of it. I saw the contract. I know what you were hired to do. That grouchy old man that read the contract aloud to you, he added the words safe and sound. And I don't know if it was out of habit or if it was for my benefit, which I can't imagine it was. But no, that was a fake contract. And those words were omitted. You could have delivered my corpse and still gotten paid. And my father drew up that contract.
I am going to say this from the very bottom of my soul, as dark as it may be. To hell with your father. To hell with that man.
And to that,
It's a good thing for you that you are worth a great deal more to us.
And frankly, it's a good thing that you were stuck with us.
Already said my favorite place is right here.
Good news, we are adopting him, aren't we?
I mean, we could.
Do we get the dog too?
I'm fairly certain
I
he's
do
old enough
believe
to make
that-
this sort of decision on his own.
how big is your dorm room, Petrus? Do we all need to enroll into Five Spire?
Lord, no.
It seems entirely unfair, Eva, that for 3 rounds running now, you've had to ask me a question. So, if you knew the world was going to end in an hour, what is the one thing you would want someone here to know?
Petrus feels her just a swell of emotion that is confusing and chaotic and completely undefinable. And then she turns to Diana. And I would want you to know that I made the right choice. That opening my door, it was the right choice. And I would do it again. Nia. If there was only an hour left on this God's forsaken planet, what would you want to tell someone here?
That I'm trying to learn to let you all in. Frostbite.
Frostbite would look at Aoife and go, that I really am sorry that I didn't tell you sooner. Diana, 1 hour. What is something you would want someone here to know?
I'd want Aoife and Frostbite to know, but at another time. Not tonight. Nia?
I've already been asked, dear.
I'm sorry.
No, don't apologize. Just take a drink.
Marcella.
She fixes Frostbite with a stare. I am so glad that I met you.
And he would nod at her. Very small nod.
A very small man.
Marge? Has Marge already been asked? Or is
Marge
Okay.
has not.
Marge?
He would look at Marcella, lift one of his big hands and place it on her shoulder.
It is not your fault.
Oof.
You have to stop putting that on your own shoulders.
Marcella just bursts into tears.
Petrus. What did you have someone here know?
Just how hard I fell.
Now, are you talking in the portal or, the other way?
Oh, Diana.
Diana drinks.
Oh, goodness.
It can be both.
Oh no, I don't mean the portal.
Aoife chugs whatever it is that she's drinking to the bottom of the glass.
Petrus just hands her the fucking flask at this point. It's just like here.
Oh, I do need that back. And she just takes a drink because she's speaking out of turn.
No, she needs
no.
to that he'll come back to her.
Aoife, if you would like, before you lay down tonight, I can prevent you from feeling the effects of that when you wake up in the morning.
I'll be all right.
Better we're good. What paladins are for?
This might be amusing. Mia, what is something you pretend to like but actually don't?
Do you want the real answer, or do you want me to tell you something funny?
I'd like the real answer.
I don't like what I have to do to survive. I don't like having to talk to people that I despise. I don't like the song that plays in my head. I certainly do not like the feeling of what I have to do to sustain myself. But I will smile and put on a pretty face and do it because I want to survive. Very much.
I don't know if it's your strength as a person or your training as a bard, but you do it very well.
Oh, thank you. And it's only because I trust all of you, and you'll take these to your graves. Diana, what is something you pretend to like that you don't actually like?
Well, I guess I really don't have to pretend anymore, I guess. I really hated pretending to like being a lady. Frostbite.
And he lifts the shot glass and drinks it. Aoife, what is something you pretend to like but actually don't?
You're going to laugh at me. Peppermint tea.
Could have gotten you anything.
He got you two.
Just in case.
Then why do you continue to drink it? You're an adult now.
I have one guess. What's your grandmother's favorite?
We had it every morning.
Diana
It's a habit now. It's a ritual to start the day.
I won't deny you your rituals. I'll take my drink. But I feel like there's better ways to enjoy peppermint than forcing your way into peppermint tea, dear.
Perhaps. Marge.
Hold. Because I'll take the drink for this. If you could choose for yourself, divorced of tradition, how would you greet your morning?
Clear, cold water on the front porch, watching the sunrise.
Yeah, that was worth the drink.
Marge, tell us, is there something that you pretend to like, or perhaps just do for the sake of doing it, that you don't care for?
Being indoors. I prefer the warmth of the sun.
That's fair.
Marcella, what about you?
being alone.
Marge and Frostbite would reach out in unison and both put a hand on Marcella.
Stop that. You're going to make me cry again.
And I just wanted to make sure that I understood that you pretend to not want to be alone, but you do actually enjoy it? Or
No. Pretend I like being alone.
I see.
It's just easier that way.
Well, I don't know if you've noticed, but I think you're a bit stuck with us now. So you won't be alone.
I'm in the same boat that you are, dear.
Yes, well, I think we might be in boats adjacent.
No, if we're all together, inseparable, can't leave each other alone, we're all in the same tiny little cabin. It's fine.
I believe the type of boat that you're looking for is called a pirogue.
It's actually called a ship.
We all did ride the boat together across the river.
Yes, we did all ride the boat together, but that's a whole different scenario. We'll talk about that later. Has Marge been asked? Who hasn't?
Petrus.
Okay. I almost went there. She'll still take the drink because she definitely forgot. But Petrus.
Thing I pretend to like but actually don't. Remember a few answers back, the overprivileged part? The thing I pretend to like but actually loathe is lobster. They are sickeningly sweet and taste of brine and inevitably too much butter. I've eaten so Godspeed damned many of them at every official function, and the smell turns my stomach. And yet, God's help me, if I am ever drugged to another fucking state dinner, I will plaster a smile on my face and eat that disgusting sea cockroach like it is the best thing on earth. God, I'm just sick thinking about him.
I'm sorry.
Cockroach.
Do what?
Sea cockroach.
So I've actually seen a sea cockroach. Lobsters are pretty much like a sea cockroach, but there is a very large, like grayish creature that actually like scurries across the bottom of the seafloor.
I think I'd sooner eat that.
Oh, I'll remember that.
If I can ever take you to Halston, I'll treat you to good seafood.
Oh, good seafood.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Lady Marcella,
Yes.
who or what would you die for?
Well, that is quite the question. And she drinks.
It's quite the non-answer.
Diana.
I would die for anyone, as that is the oath I took as a paladin. Nia? Who would you die for? If anyone.
Nia drinks. Marge.
For each of you, again.
Please don't.
You're not allowed to. Die for something simple. Like a beef stew or something, not us.
Ava, who or what would you die for?
I hope that one day I will find the right cause or the right person that sets a fire in me so great that I would willingly choose to die for them. Frostbite, what about you?
Oh, I would gladly die for family, court, and tradition. As he lifts the shot glass.
Glass to him and drinks along with him.
And you, Petrus, our dear friend, for who or what would you die?
I already did. And I'd do it again in a heartbeat.
My heart.
And that's just going to be the name of the fanfic.
Just my heart.
Yeah.
My heart. That's it.
Yep, that's it.
That's it. That's the tweet.
That's the whole story.
Oh, gosh.
I'm going to try this again. Marcella,
Yes.
who or what would you kill for?
Oh, anyone who has coin, really. Although, I assume the question was more about murder, and that's not really in my wheelhouse.
Take the question as you will.
It's my job to protect people. In turn, that means I kill for coin. Just not people. Aoife.
This answer is very easy. I would kill for any of you. I already have. And I would do it again. Frostbite.
Simply put, I killed to survive. Diana.
I would kill for the truth, my family, and my found family. Nia?
I have already killed to survive, and I have already killed for vengeance, and I would kill just to know. Marge.
As I have before. I'll kill to keep everyone here safe. Petrus.
Funny, you know, I've played this game half a dozen times in my life. My answer here has always been that I wouldn't. But here, now, I do it for each and every one of you. Because I damn well know you've done it for me.
Hopefully it never comes to that. Diana lifts her glass and then drinks.
Cheers to that.
Frostbite. Lift the shot glass. Small drink.
You want me to find you a thimble?
No, I can't do that. Let's see.
Well, we're kind of out of pause. Diana lays on hands. Aoife and Nia.
Well, thank you, dear.
Diana, what is the single most painful experience in your life that didn't happen to you?
It was, before I was officially a paladin, my mentor went on an assignment and didn't come back. Seeing Calum's partner at their wake, they were destroyed. I will never forget it. Aoife, it's the hardest thing you've ever witnessed.
Being who I am, there is no shortage of terrible things that happen around me that do not happen to me. Sickness, people getting lost in the swamp. But I think the most painful thing that I have experienced that was not directly mine. And she looks over at Petrus and gently cups his face in her hand and says, watching the light go out of your eyes, while painful for me, and she moves herself back to a proper distance, I cannot imagine what dying is like. Nia, what about you?
Causing someone pain or watching their pain never really affected me. I didn't care for a very long time. But you all forcing yourselves into my heart has caused that to break a little. So I blame you for this. It started the last time we played this game, and whatever happened to Marcella 10 years ago, that hurt. March.
Marge would look at Frostbite for a minute, who would nod imperceptibly, and then answer.
Listening to stories about Priscilla.
Marcella.
The day she found out I was gone. And she very briefly, if anybody was actually paying attention, her eyes dart to Marge, and she drinks. Frostbite.
There have been so many. I think watching you when I was unable to get Marge back up and running had to have been the one that hurt worst after our conversations. Petrus.
This whole time, Petrus has been looking right at the floor, right at the same spot. When you ask him, he looks over at Eva and leans in and takes her cheek, just like she did for him. Dying wasn't the thing that hurt the worst. I held on just long enough to see the look on your face. There is no hell I could burn in that would hurt like that. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry for how it hurt you.
Now, you can't really be sorry for something that you didn't do.
I saw what was coming and I made a choice.
As you say.
He'll slowly lower his hand. Sit back. Frostbite. What's the one thing you'd like to say to the one that got away?
I'm sorry that I left you behind, but when I return, I will be strong enough to make it right. Diana.
I would say this is all your fault, but I'd do it all over again. Pain and all. Nia?
I don't even know who they are. So I would ask, who are you?
That hurts real bad.
Oh, my little black soul.
It's real bad.
Marcella.
And she very much is avoiding eye contact with all of you. I still love you. And I always will. Marge?
Marge lets out a low, rumbling laugh.
It is not the cat you should be afraid of.
Bless you, Marge.
Eva.
I don't have anyone who's gotten away. And I feel that I should clarify in that, and she just starts going on and on, running on at the mouth about how there isn't anyone and there hasn't ever been anyone, and she just keeps turning more and more red and just looks at Petrus and is like, please save me.
Eva dear, it's fine. It's fine.
Aoife, follow-up question. What would you say to the one in front of you?
She drinks. She doesn't even need to say anything because he can feel it already.
I was gonna say, what is he feeling though?
The same overwhelm of emotions, just a whole cacophony of confusion and uncertainty and warm.
I.e. all the things.
All the things all at once, and has no concept at all of how to process it.
Frostbite would laugh.
When she sets her drink down, before she really even has time to know it, Petrus just takes her hand and gives it a little squeeze. And she feels all the things from him too. A little more sure, a little more solid. And underneath, a little pang of sadness. Assuming he was real to begin with. I just wish I could have said goodbye.
Oh.
Yep.
No.
Yep, don't like that one either.
I'm gonna regret a thing. Petrus, what if you could?
I would still tell him goodbye.
What if I told you you can?
What?
That might be a conversation for the morning time when we're a little more sober.
I agree. I think we should get some rest.
It's been a long day and a long evening. And pick this back up in the morning.
As you say. So, we're in a workshop. How does everyone sleep for the evening?
Probably very uncomfortably.
Mia is on Bugbear, 5 feet off the ground.
Oh, the carpet.
That's the loving it.
It's like a waterbed, but better. Because there's no waves when you roll.
Yep. Instead of sleeping, Diana tells Aoife that she just needs some air. And goes out on the landing of the airship. But she doesn't stay there.
Aoife sits and watches because she doesn't need to sleep anymore. So she takes watch.
Marcella actually just curls up on the table next to Marge, probably lays her head on his leg.
Oh,
And
goodness. Marcella, continue. Sorry.
she, anybody who is still awake would hear her kind of muttering to Marge, just, would you like to hear a story, Marge? And she just kind of trails off going, a very long time ago, there was a little girl who had a friend, her best friend, was a little tinkerer of sorts. And she just continues her story very quietly to Marge.
Marge, in his state, would stay on the table and put a hand on Marcella's shoulder as she told him the story. And Frostbite would have fluttered in and landed in his hammock, foot kicked out, just rocking and listening.
Petrus sits quietly right next to Aoife, and unless she takes her hand back, he doesn't let it go. And he just sits there until he finally falls asleep. Thank you, friends. This has been nothing short of amazing. Again, thanks to our good friend +1 Pen of Smiting for Tooth or Truth Round 2. I am Justin McGregor, your demon host. Going around the table we have.
I'm Liz, and I have been Aoife, your emotionally volatile warlock for the evening.
And I'm Abe. I've been your Warfart Barbarian Marge and his little druidic friend Frostbite.
I am Kayla. I have been your very hollow half-elf paladin, Diana.
I'm Meg, and I have been our very wistful warlock, Marcella.
Hi, everyone. It's Nikki, and I have been your swimming in wine aunt, Mia, your Siren Bard.
Again, my thanks to Penn. My thanks to all my players. I love you so much. To everyone listening, thank you. We'll see you next time.